We've caught up with Michael again at Meadow Croft in Battlesbridge, and huge growers. You can see all these trolleys of plants are all ready to go out. But Michael, it's mind-blowing to me. All I've ever seen is a van turn up or a lorry turn up, unload a load of trolleys, but no, you've got trolley after trolley after trolley. But what I'd like to do is, we're talking bedding here. We're talking summer bedding. My dad always said, though, that you shouldn't plant summer bedding out till after cut final day. I bet that isn't what you find.
Well, what cut final are you talking about?
Well, you've got a point there. As I don't follow football, I've got no idea.
I think we're probably too late for that. I mean, of course, there can be a risk, but we don't see so many frosts anyway. But I think by now we're into the second week in May, and I think you'd be quite safe.
Unlucky.
You'd be very unlucky to have any damage. And actually, to be fair, I don't think we've had any frosts that would have caused...
Early April, wasn't it? Or even March.
Even we had a very slight frost in April. March was actually quite warm. So
now let's look at these plants, because look, I've got geranium here.
Yeah.
They're all in little plant, what do you call those? Cells?
Yeah, cell packs. So these are
cell packs.
Yeah, recyclable cell packs. So that's
right. And then that's a geranium. We've got antirrhinum,
that's right.
marigold, alyssum, lobelia, of course. Now, okay, we see them in packs, and then some over here. Let's just wander over here, because we got then some in pots. Even got strawberries in there, and geranium. And is that no? That's a mixed one.
That's a mixed pot. Yeah. So you got 3 different species in there. You got Bidens, you got verbena, and you should have a towel or something in there. Or is it 2 verbenas?
2 verbenas in there. Now, what I find mind blowing is, okay, you've got all this stuff here.
Yeah.
You've got a massive. You've got lots of glass. How many acres of glass you got roughly?
About 12 acres of glass.
That's a lot of glass.
And there's areas outside as well where we're growing.
Now, people don't realise how long it takes you to get a bedding plant ready to put in a garden centre at all, do they?
Yeah.
Now, you do some from seed, some from buying in plugs,
and some from rooted cuttings as well.
So it's a real mix.
It's a real mix. We try to do as much of the propagation, that's the seed and the unrooted cuttings, as we possibly can. A couple of reasons for that, but generally, so they will take a bit longer. So the geraniums might have been sown, not these ones, but I find that ones in the packs over there would have been sown probably in January. The alyssum would have been sown, I'm guessing, in late March, so some things are quick, but you have to sort of schedule them all to get to a certain point. The cuttings, the unrooted cuttings as well, they can take at the beginning of the season it might take 12 weeks. This time of year it might only take 6 weeks from sticking a cutting to sowing the plant.
You might be amused by the noise as well. The noise is actually they're stacking up trolleys ready to go out, aren't they?
That's right.
Now, sorry, back to so when people buy a plant, for whatever price it is, they look at it. I know they look at it and they say, wow, that's a lot of money, They do, don't they?
Yeah, no, there is a perceived value that plants are almost shouldn't cost hardly anything. It feels like that to us. To be fair to everybody, the prices have gone up to reflect that a little bit more recently, but there's still certainly a kickback. There are still cheap plants in the market, and that generally comes, we find, actually from when there's overproduction in Holland and
pushing it in,
and they push it in because they have a different way of selling to us. They sell through the auctions generally, so they can sell. So everything sells, but it might be for a very low price. So that can be a big competition for us.
Now,
it's right.
The same reason is that you must also have a bit of trouble, mustn't you? Because this spring was dreadful. So had you produced more plants that were ready to go and couldn't go? Does that happen?
It does happen. We've been okay. One of the things when it's cold and when you get cold nights and cooler temperatures, not so much light, one of the positives is obviously the plants don't grow so quick as well.
Yeah.
So there is there's something it can be naturally slow things up for us. And of course there is a point when that gets too much, and we need that space on the floor in the greenhouse as well. That's really critical.
Did that happen much this year?
We've managed to find a space, but it's not very neat. So it's been in between certain lines and have to close things up, and which makes production not slower, not as efficient. But I've been very happy the fact that everything has actually been done and got done, and we have had very little wastage here and there. Veg, for instance, can grow very quickly, and we haven't been able to control that. So.
How many? You're most likely having a clue exactly.
Right.
How many different bedding plants do you think roughly you're producing? Different types.
I think there's something like over 1,000 lines in our catalogue. That's not all available now.
But through the year?
Through the year. I'm guessing there's probably about 600, because we are peak, I'm guessing there's probably about 600 lines right now. That is a bit of a guess, but maybe.
And that's quite difficult to judge.
Yeah,
isn't
it is difficult to judge.
And how do you also judge? Because, people might want red, white and blue one year and purple the next.
Yeah.
How do you get that? Or do you have to guess?
You have to guess, and we have to try to. We try not to overdo anything. So we do lots of smaller. We want to keep plants at the right level each week going out. So I want the plants to look the same each week when they go out.
So looking at these, we got bean at the top.
Quite tall, but that was
Pelargonium.
Yeah.
I call those million bells, but they're not.
No, I think we call that Calibricoa now.
Calibricoa, yeah. And then we got mixed batches, more beans, more strawberries down there. Yep, sweet corn, bit of veg, bit of everything. Sweet pea, it's got everything, hasn't it? And then you look along here, and we've still got violas, aren't they? And they're still going, aren't they?
Yeah, because the violas are great fruit. I mean, they're pretty good in weather in warm temperatures, and they got a lot of energy. They're still performing right through into July, I think.
So in fact, I mean, look at that lot. Is that all going to most likely one customer?
Yeah, there'll be different. I can't tell from
different
here,
drops.
There'll be lots of different customers. We'll have a lot of different customers each day. But so each week, I was saying, we can't just sow that once, and you keep picking it through the season. So we'll be sowing batches of violas every 2 weeks. That's probably the last batch of violas going out. But you want to be able to have the same quality of plants each week. So with the veg, you're sowing each week. With some of the other items, you might be sowing every other week. And that planning is, it's through many years of doing it and experience and just seeing trends. You asked about the different colours. You see those gradually change through the years, and you can see that. So we're always comparing last year's sales and tweaking the program accordingly. If we know there's going to be a jubilee or something coming up, we might do a bit more red, white, and blue. That will always happen. But you can get caught out on that as well.
So what we're saying is people don't realise how long it takes, and we've just said some things you're doing in January to actually sell through the summer period.
Yeah. Some of these items would have been started actually in last year. So.
Which is unreal.
Yeah.
It's like we talked earlier before about the viola crops, just the same. People aren't aware that they think a bedding plant is just a bedding plant. Oh, it's easy to grow. You just put a seed in a pot and up it comes. No, it's not. And when I look up here, how many trolleys of plants roughly go out?
I think about 200 trolleys are going out today.
That's mind blowing. And that is pretty well every day, or is it higher at the end of the week?
No, this week it's been a bit like that all week.
It's been a bit.
It's been like that all week. The sun came out.
Because the sun came out.
We had a nice bank holiday, well, apart from the Monday perhaps. And this is why we grew the stuff. We crossed our fingers that we're going to have the right weather for this time of year. Yes, it was a bit cooler, but as I say, the crops won't grow quite so quick. People have still been out there gardening. There's been a strong demand for gardening this year. And as soon as normally you need a couple of days to get people in the mood to get into the garden centre, and you need a bit of a build up. This year, it's like as soon as the weather's good, they're out there. So that's been very good. So there's a pent up demand. We realise that.
And how long, we're in May.
Yeah.
How long does bedding plants, as we call it, summer bedding keeps selling.
Did your dad used to say Derby Day as well?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. But I'm hoping that comes after the cup final. Well, it's different now, but there is a natural cut-off in the garden centre around about the middle of June. So for us, we'll probably see it slow up around the first week in June. It does depend on when the season starts, because the people who do their garden, they're going to do their garden at some point, and they're going to do it at some point between end of March to the middle of June. And it just depends when the ground is right, weather's right. There hasn't been too many sporting events to distract them. So you do get, generally you do X% through the season, which is what you're looking for. And if you've got a long season, you might do a little bit more. If the weather's bad, you might do a little bit less. But people will do their garden at once, and it just depends when they start it. This year, I think it's a bit later. The ground was too wet to start off.
It was.
It was too cold. So in practice, I have to say, if we've got, like you said before, we want to be able to say to our customers, yes, you can plant this now. And if it's a late season, that's better for us, really. It's just more nerve-wracking.
I can imagine. Now, just moving on from that, we're in, say, May now.
Yeah.
You've got to now prepare then for the autumn sales as well.
Yeah. That's on my mind the whole time. We've done quite a lot of that programming. We bought the seed, but
when do you start that?
Well, the first cyclamen come in 2 weeks' time. We start sowing pansies in, I think, possibly 2 weeks' time as well. We obviously had to make sure we've got those seeds in. All the sort of autumn container plants, sedums and different things like that, they are due. I think they're due. First lot are due this week to root. So we've only just. Well, there's still stuff in the propagation for this season for the summer, and soon.
Suddenly you're into the next one.
We are. We already got. Bits
you're already
there.
You're and there, then, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But so we the program's kind of in there. We do know we've got some work to do. We need to get a few orders from some of our customers. Some of our customers will expect certain things in this autumn. I don't.
And you've got to know what they want.
They probably won't tell me for a month, and that's probably too late. And then, but as soon as I've got into the second week in June, for me, all the autumn should be programmed. This is all finished. I'm in 2025 mode, and and I'm just programming for then.
You're back into summer.
Back into this planning, working out what we're going to grow, what worked well. You've got to do it as soon as you finished. Oh, we're doing it now. Making notes. That doesn't work. This does work. We do more of this. So all that's going on now. In the second week in June, I'll be going to Holland, and we go to the breeding companies, and we go and have a look and see their sort of living catalogues for next year, and make our picks. Discuss with them what we feel is going to work. We meet some of our customers over there as well, and we can discuss and make plans for the season.
Michael, it never stops.
It doesn't.
And I think I need to come back. And the other thing I'd like to look at in the future, we won't look right now, we won't even discuss it now, is that you grow willow to feed a boiler, to heat the glass houses, to produce the plants. So what we'll do is we'll come back late summer, early autumn.
Yeah, I think let's wait till the boiler's on.
Yeah, late autumn is that?
Yeah, late autumn.
Late autumn. Yeah. We'll come back. See what you're doing in that. We'll talk about sustainability, because in our industry, as we know it, that is really important.
It is really important.
I can see that most of the pots are grey. They're recyclable.
All the pots are recyclable. All the packs are recyclable. Everything that we produce, all our finished product is in peat-free. All the propagation is in peat-free. So we are doing as much as we can, recycling water, doing all those bits we're meant to be doing.
We can follow that up in the autumn. Michael, thank you very much for giving us a glimpse into the hectic world of growing bedding plants.
Thanks for coming, Ken. Nice to see you.
They are. World Radio Gardening has been down to Meadow Croft, and look at that. I mean, there's all the trolleys all ready to go out. Are you planting in your garden? If not, why not?